Welcome to Fuller Butz, a behind-the-scenes plastic surgery podcast. Yes, you heard that right. Join your co-hosts, Dr. Sam Fuller and Dr. Dan Butz, board-certified plastic and reconstructive surgeons on an exclusive full-access pass into the world of plastic surgery. Combining their expertise and training, Doctors Fuller and Butz will share medical insights, detailed explanations, and lighthearted humor to keep you entertained and informed. We're certain you'll become passionate about the plastic surgery specialty, and between debunking myths, uncovering truths, or just making you laugh out loud at their perspective on this creative and artistic field, we've got something for everyone. From tummy tucks to Botox and mommy makeovers to surgery do-overs, the Fuller Butz podcast will surely satisfy your podcast fix.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fuller Butz podcast, behind the scene look at plastic surgery. I am here with my co-host, Dr. Fuller, and we are going to be talking all about you today. So what's new? It's a new year, new you, or same old Sam?
I bid you good morrow, 2026. I'm going to manifest it into a wonderful, outstanding, successful year. So I'm ready, able, present. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so we're on our third season now, and we just thought we'd take a couple episodes to reintroduce ourselves, since we've been talking a lot about plastic surgery, but why are we here? Who are we? So we're going to really focus today on who is Dr. Fuller. Do you want to just give us a cliff notes of how you got here, being a board certified plastic surgeon, as not boring as that is?
Yeah, sounds great. So if you've been with us from the beginning, thank you. If you're new, welcome. My name is Sam Fuller. I'm a board certified plastic surgeon. I currently practice in Northern Indiana. I'm originally from Chicago, but went to Notre Dame for undergrad and college. So that's my connection to this area. Returned back to Chicago for both medical school and a full plastic surgery residency. Ended up deciding that was still not enough school and education and training. So I completed a fellowship in Baltimore in upper extremity, and then was recruited back to the South Bend area in 2016. So I'm now celebrating my 10th year in my practice as a partner at South Bend Orthopedics, practicing both breast and body plastic surgery, cosmetic surgery, as well as hand, wrist, upper extremity surgery. I perform some general plastic surgery procedures such as skin cancer procedures, torn earlobes, that sort of thing. But I really spend a majority of my time doing breast augmentations, breast lifts, breast reductions, tummy tucks, mommy makeovers, and in this realm of GLP-1s, Ozempic, and so forth. Lots of patients have loose skin, have successfully lost weight, and now want to feel more at home in their bodies. And that's where I spend my days, trying to make people feel confident, comfortable, and happy to move forward.
Yeah, you really have still maintained kind of the full gamut of plastic surgery, minus maybe like craniofacial, but with your, skin cancer reconstruction, you're still doing a lot of those cool, little rotational flaps and things like that. What was a typical day look like for you? I mean, are you Monday to Friday? Just give us a quick rundown of what your week looks like.
Yeah, so surgery days are Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday mornings. Just yesterday, did a full mommy makeover, so breast implant exchange with the lift, tummy tuck. The next case was the breast implant exchange. I then did a skin cancer excision of the forehead with a split thickness skin graft, then did a carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel release to end the day. So all of that is almost like a different body part with each case. Really lends itself to my personality, like to think outside the box, like to try and do different things. That's eventually what got me into plastic surgery, is that initially wanted to go into medicine, fell in love with the anatomy lab and just the anatomy of the human body. Plastic surgery was a perfect way to really work on and understand all the different layers and levels of the body. And so I've sort of created this niche practice that really lends itself to satisfaction and success.
So what is like the most exciting part of your job, would you say? Is it the kind of really the random cases, or is it more of the patient interaction and kind of feedback you're getting from them?
It's the post-op visits. It's really seeing the patients all the way through, from some nerves and worry leading up to surgery, especially for cosmetic surgery. Had a patient today, had never been under anesthesia before, was worried because they were choosing to undergo a surgery that was not medically necessary, but wanted to have always wanted to have breasts that were more fit for their body. I jokingly call the preoperative room at our surgery center the panic room, because it's, patients are kind of there just freaking out, which I think is very natural and healthy. If they had no worries or concerns, I would think that would be weird. But I remind them that it's safer to be under anesthesia than it is to be in a lot of different parts of our country currently. And then just to see them at 1 week, just relieved that it's over, to see the early results. And then even today, seeing a 1 year post-op, just thrilled, just can't stop smiling in the room, to take some 1 year post-ops, to share them with them, the before and afters, to be with them from the entire journey from before surgery to after surgery, is really what makes me happy, excited to go to work every day. It's like a caffeine boost when I get those happy patients. And it's really across the board, even in hand and wrist surgery. Some older patients who have slipped and fallen on ice feel very dependent, have lost some of their control in what they can do to be able to rebuild a broken wrist, and have them be so thrilled that they can do even the smallest daily tasks without pain, without issue. It's great to be a part of that. So I really thrive on seeing the patient's success and bringing them both their aesthetic goals as well as reaching their expectations and what they want, whether it's pain-free use of their thumb or it's a tighter waistline.
Yeah, really the full gamut. What I think our early season we referred to you as the family doctor of plastic surgeons, because you really cover it all, from the kid falling on the playground to...
Yeah, I prefer Swiss Army knife. I think.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you mentioned split thickness skin graft. I guess free nipple grafts are sort of like that, but besides that, I don't think I can remember the last time I've done one of those. So it's pretty cool. You're still incorporating all those very basic principled items to your practice. But let's kind of maybe navigate outside of plastic surgery a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about what you do to stay so fit. What are you doing these days? What's the 2026 routine?
Yeah, so I have a pretty good balanced home life, work life that's really brought me a new level of happiness and health. Incorporated some hyperbaric oxygen into my routine. We had Dr. Tracy Warhop on our podcast last season, who really spoke of the benefits, and to recharge, rebuild, kind of get that molecular level, free radical removal. It's basically some self-care that I do, just as much as I'm harping and preaching to my patients and talking about how rest and recovery is just as important. I need that as well. So IV therapies, hyperbaric oxygen is a great part of my practice of living. And then dove into pickleball and other activities that I ridiculed and made fun of individuals, such as our trustworthy CRNA, who's finally convinced me to go. And it's become a great social network of friends and competitiveness that I didn't think that I really still had. But playing with different individuals at different levels has been great. Try to play once or twice a week. Back into cardio with Peloton, working out with free weights, running when it's nicer out. Although I did get winter running gloves for Christmas from my OR team, which is a huge little perk for me since my hands get cold. But just trying to be balanced, trying to make sure that
Swiss Army knife of healthy living, it sounds like.
Yeah, even some those Trader Joe recipes that I've shared with you. And so, like to try different recipes and cooking, mostly the easy ones that are like 3 to 5 ingredients in like 15 to 30 minutes. So not making anything glamorous or culinary of anything of prolific nature, but just trying to mix it up a little bit and find ways to keep my mind interested in new things, and trying not to be too comfortable, trying to make sure that I'm continue to seek out new challenges. And that includes traveling more and really just treating the whole mind, body, and soul.
Do you have any locations on your future travel list that you're going to this year or in the future?
So I've circled a flyathon that I'm hoping to bring my 3 boys to. Are you familiar with a flyathon?
No.
So my uncle, who lives in Colorado, has invited me for several years, and I'm finally going to be making the trip later on this year. It's a triathlon, and so essentially it's a combination of running, fly fishing, and chugging a beer. So that's the triathlon. It's a little bit more complicated because it's at high altitude, but it's more of a fundraiser just for water preservation, for fresh fish in nature. But essentially, you have to run a distance. I'm going to try to be on the same team as my college roommate who actually lives in Denver. So I'm trying to coordinate a trip out there. You have to fly fish, you have to catch a fish, you have to weigh it, measure it, snapshot a picture of it, and then you have to run back and then either have a glass of whiskey or a beer to celebrate what you just did and support and fundraise for a good cause.
I have so many questions. What's the distance? You can choose, or?
So I'm learning about this, but there's like 6 flyathons each year, and it's really started with like 1 or 2, and now it's become such a popular event that they've had multiple different ones in multiple different parts of Colorado. And so the one that I'm trying to do is a relay race. It's usually just a couple of miles, so it's not like it's, a 10K or half marathon, but it's usually a few miles running. It's really meant for fun. They have expert fly fishermen who are there to help you cast.
Yeah, that's my other question. Do you know how to fly fish? Because it's not like a bobber.
I've seen it on TV. I think I can figure it out. If I can do a mommy makeover, I think I can fly fish.
I don't know. My brother is a very good fly fisherman, and every time he takes me out, which hasn't been a while, he's normally untangling my line.
So I will say that the only other time I went fly fishing was with my uncle in Colorado when I was young, and I got the hook stuck in my thumb.
Yeah.
So I do have that
need to practice
where I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen again, but I do feel like now I have the qualifications to treat it based on what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that sounds like a awesome trip and just experience, and yeah, can't wait to hear more about that. So maybe circling back a little bit, like what's something that, like, I think people would be surprised to know about you, like not a deep dark secret, or just kind of like something that you do that, like, the average plastic surgeon doesn't do. I feel like people think of plastic surgeons like we're like wearing Gucci shoes and doing fancy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I
You do like your Gucci socks, don't you?
I like a good pair of socks. I mean, my pickleball gear, I found a great deal for 5 t-shirts for $20, and it's good. So I would say I'm not always decked out to the nines. I prefer comfort in a lot of different ways. I'll say that, last week I took my 3 boys to an indoor water park, Michigan's largest indoor water park. And we spent 7.5 hours on Friday and 5.5 hours on Friday on the water slides. And I was with them the entire time going down the slides, doing the wave pool, doing the lazy river. One, because they were not tall enough to be by themselves, so I had to be there, but 2, because it was fun. And so that's one thing where I know that I think a lot of my patients, the case managers, my staff, my OR staff, probably wouldn't see me out there, hugging, throwing them, dunking them, and having a good time, laughing and just letting loose. So that's something that I maintain a very professional, safe level of composure in the office. I want not to be seen as a friend and a buddy and a jokester. I want to be seen as somebody who they can trust and they can rely on, and knows who's going to be very meticulous and aim for and strive for perfection. But outside of work, life is far from perfect, and I try to just make do with what I can with my boys, and with the meals that I make and the different activities that I do.
Yeah, they're at a busy age for sure, and in that transition age where they're not quite tall enough. We recently went to the Dells, the largest water park maybe in the world.
Ooh, okay. Is it new? How new is it?
I have no idea if that's true. Make a lot of claims there. My boys are really into like the scariest ride possible. Now they're tall enough, but they like made me go on this like the one of the floor drops out. And the whole way down, it felt like I was getting like razor blade cuts on my back. I'm like, this is terrible. And they're like, they tell you to keep your head up. And the boys were putting their head back, and they literally had raw spots on their knuckles.
Oh.
Like, I might need Dr. Fuller to come to take care of this, but everything was fine. I only did that ride once. They did it multiple times. Fortunately, they're a little bit big enough that they can just kind of run off and be as crazy as they want to be, and I can just participate a little bit because they are too nuts. But
I will say that my OR staff, they called me out that I am a germaphobe, and so I was sanitizing religiously, like in between eyes, and finding some Purell and things to wash it down. And luckily, none of us got pink eye or anything, which is great.
Yeah,
brand new.
Those water parks do make me cringe a little bit, but the kids love them. So yeah, I mean, I think that is a great overview of your practice behind the scenes a little bit. I think another goal of ours for 2026 is trying to keep these a little bit shorter. Sometimes we like to wind down and on and on, and sometimes 45 minutes later, we're like, and that's how a simple breast augmentation works. So any last closing remarks for the reintroduction to Dr. Sam Fuller?
No, I think my plastic surgery practice is a balance between aesthetics, anatomy, expectations. We decided to do this podcast just to really balance our friendship with the educational tools and resources that we want to provide for patients. We wanted to make it straight talk and real talk, and that's what we're aiming to do here in season 3. So we're not trying to be salesmen or trying to showboat. We're just trying to show real life experiences, both as plastic surgeons, but also for patient well-being and outcomes, and look forward to sharing new episodes with our new and old listeners. So if you guys have any ideas, suggestions, feel free to message us. Otherwise, hopefully this was a quick and entertaining reintroduction of myself.
So yeah, check us out, follow us on Instagram, listen to our podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and we'll keep them coming. Hopefully you're having a good start to 2026.
Yep. Happy New Year.
Yeah. Happy New Year.
Thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of Fuller Butz, a behind-the-scenes plastic surgery podcast. Doctors Fuller and Butz are so appreciative of your time and attention. We invite you to subscribe, share, and continue to enjoy our plastic surgery perspective. Feel free to reach out on Instagram at either @FullerSurgeryMD or @DanielButzMD. That's Butz with a Z, for comments, suggestions, and support. Remember, be artsy, stay scientific, and make life fun. We hope you'll join us again on the next episode of Fuller Butz.